whoa. Are you okay to drive? I mean, a minute ago you were dead.
What are you talking about?
This is not going to end well.
Tom Cruise is back in a new Mission Impossible film titled Mission Impossible: Rogue Nation, and it is an exciting film with plenty of great stunts, a great storyline, and many other great things that are about it. But we're going to first go into my content review that is spoiler-free, so if you have not seen this film yet, you're okay to stay. We're going to go into a content review, and then later on we'll go into my thoughts about the movie.
Shutting down the IMF is a mistake you may regret.
So for the content review part of this, we're going to go through the violence content first. There is a couple of knife stabbings and people fighting with knives, as well as there are some gunfights, some gunshot wounds are seen. We do see a couple of explosions. There's this villain named the Bone Doctor who gets ready to torture Ethan Hunt, and he's got a lot of special little knives and hammers and stuff. So if that kind of thing creeps you out, there is some of that in there. For sexual content, we do see a shirtless Tom Cruise. We see a woman in some low-cut dresses that are kind of revealing. We also see her in a bikini. Right after she gets out of the water, she starts to take off her bikini. We don't see any nudity, but we do see her doing that from the back of her body. So we do have that in this film, just an FYI. Going over from there, we're going to go over to drug and alcohol content, where we see some alcoholic drinks consumed as well as some cigarettes smoked. So you have that in there as well to keep in mind. If you go over to your language content, we get a couple of S words and D words, and there are about 5 or 6 H words. Jesus' name is abused once, but there are no F-bombs in this film. So that's kind of just my quick content review. If you haven't seen the movie yet and you are wondering if you should see it, based on the content, if that is okay with you, this movie is definitely worth seeing. We're going to jump into my thoughts now of the movie. There are going to be spoilers, so spoiler warning ahead.
This is Brent.
Go secure.
Go.
The Syndicate is real, and they know who we are.
All right, so now that we are into my thoughts of the review, Ethan Hunt begins this film with, he's on the field when he gets the call from William Brandt that the IMF has been disbanded because the U.S. government believes that their results are purely based off of luck and they have no real value that is concrete to the United States government.
Shutting down the IMF is a mistake you may regret.
So they've been disbanded, but Ethan Hunt is dead on the chase of the Syndicate, a rogue nation that wants to bring terror to the world and led by the villainous Solomon Lane.
The Syndicate is real, and they know who we are.
A rogue nation, trained to do what we do.
An anti-IMF.
Now, most people don't believe in Ethan Hunt. They believe that he's just making this up to kind of justify the IMF's existence. But Ethan Hunt has seen firsthand Solomon Lane at work, and he wants to put him to a stop because he knows that he is a threat. So therefore, Ethan Hunt spends the first couple, about 30 minutes alone, and he has to try to find Solomon Lane. But however, he ends up learning that he actually needs help of his team in order to bring down the Syndicate.
You want to bring down the Syndicate? It's impossible.
Take your position.
So he calls in Benji to help him, which leads to eventually the entire team of him, Benji, William, and Luther helping him out, along with newcomer Ilsa Frost. I really like Ilsa Frost because she, it's kind of hard to tell what kind of side she's on because she keeps doing unpredictable things that are a disadvantage to both sides. You can't tell if she's on Britton's side, if she's on Ethan Hunt's side, or if she's on Solomon Lane's side, because she's such a double agent and she does such a good job at it that it has the audience guessing the entire film, which is really interesting to see. I really love her character development as she figures out which side she actually wants to be on. So that is always a good thing to have some good character development in a film. Speaking of character development, I really do think that this storyline was one of the better ones for a Mission Impossible film. Rogue Nation does a really good job at having good dialogue, having a good story, and a very satisfying ending. I'm not going to spoil that for you, but the way that they capture Solomon Lane is very clever, and it is very iconic, and it's just really a great way to end the film.
You and your team will answer for every wanton act of mayhem you are responsible for.
Overall, it is a really great storyline. I really enjoyed it for the long run. Tom Cruise's stunts in this film, personally, I don't think they're as great as some of the previous ones he's done, such as the climbing the building in Ghost Protocol and the one that he did in Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning, where he had to jump off the cliff and wreck a train. But nevertheless, in Rogue Nation, we see him hanging on the side of a plane as it takes off, which is kind of cool to see. And then he finally gets into the plane, which is really interesting as well. And then the major stunt that he does is he's got to go into a liquid-cooled computer, which he has to swim and hold his breath for 6 minutes while replacing a data file.
Ethan, you ready?
Important point. If you haven't opened that hatch after 2.5 minutes, we're both dead.
That's really interesting to see, and it's really it's shot really well because he's actually underwater. You can tell it's not CGI, so I do think they did a really good job on that. But overall, I think the Mission Impossible Rogue Nation deserves 8 out of 10. It's a really great story, and it's got some good stunts. And it just overall does justice to the Mission Impossible franchise. It sets up Mission Impossible Fallout very well. Solomon Lane is a great villain, as he is both mysterious and threatening at the same time. So I do really think that that's a great villain to have in such a great movie. I think that it deserves all the credit that it should get. Tom Cruise did a really great job making these Mission Impossible films, and I look forward to seeing more. Let me know what your favorite Mission Impossible film is so that I can review that for you. I've got a couple of them up on my channel, but I'm trying to get the rest of them done before in the next couple of weeks. I'd like to have them out before the month is over. So let me know which ones you guys would like to see next. And thank you for listening today. If you enjoyed this video, or if you've enjoyed other of our videos, please like and subscribe. It means a lot to us, and I hope that you guys have a good rest of your day.
Maybe our last mission. Let's make it count.
Come on.
Yeah, I'm trying.